October is all about the pumpkins and maybe a few caramel apples or apple pies every now and again, and maybe even a costume party or two. Well, today we're at Country Corner to give you an inside look at just what it takes to get you ready for the fall holidays. I'm Tara Wellman, and this is Behind the Scenes. Well, we definitely want to get a look at just about everything here at Country Corner, and that's why we brought Bruce along. He's got it all down. He's going to take us on a little bit of a tour here, but first of all, Bruce, just tell me what it is that makes Country Corner such a fun place for people to come to this time of year.
Well, what makes Country Corner a great place to come to is we have, the other day I think I counted 15 different farm-related fun activities that you can do here at the farm. So, I mean, you know, we've built Country Corner to be a place where families, people can come out and have farm fresh fun.
Perfect. Well, we're going to walk around a little bit, so where should we start?
Well, I'll tell you what, right here is in the Timber Park. You know, this particular part is open from the 1st of May through the end of October. So 7 days a week you can come and play in the playhouse, you know, our tree house. You can use our pavilion. You can have a picnic table. And then, you know, we have people just stop in here just to read their books.
It's a beautiful place to come, so I don't see why not.
Yep. But the best and funnest time is always the fall when we got the pumpkins coming.
Of course.
Okay? And during the week the ponies are not here, but we have pony rides.
Always a popular choice with the kids.
Pony rides are really good. Yes. This used to be an old buffalo wallow.
Okay.
And the farmers used to put all their junk and stuff and store this, and the water used to stand here. And back in the prairie times, this is where the buffaloes used to come and wallow in the mud. Well, when I bought it, we cleaned it all up, left all the natural trees, and made it beautiful.
It is that.
Yep. This particular place right here is a honeybee house. Okay? And we have a live colony of honeybees in here. See that?
Wow.
Yeah. We also, in our farm stand, sell the honey that comes out of these hives.
Really?
Yes. But honeybees are really, really important because a lot of your fruits and vegetables are pollinated by honeybees. And there's a problem with honeybees today with them, you know, they're dying out and different things are going on. They're still not exactly sure, but we're explaining to people how important honeybees are. So
there you go. You can learn a little bit, come get some honey afterwards.
Yeah, and have fun on
There you go.
Yeah. We have rabbits. Everybody loves rabbits. Yeah. Look at them cute little furry guys. Yep. And we have our herd of alpacas and miniature zebu cattle. Now, these miniature zebu cattle are a real hit. The alpacas are fabulous because they're really, really good in a petting zoo. And then everybody's hit is Rhodey, the potbelly pig. Hey, Rhodey, what are you doing in there?
Oh, he's buried.
Yeah.
He's trying to stay warm.
Hey, Rhodey, what are you doing there, bud? Come on, Rhodey, you got to come out and show off. Hey, bud, come on out. Yeah, oh, there's Rhodey. Yeah, good old Rhodey. Yep. Rhodey's everybody's hit because he likes to come out and grunt at you, and he's really good at eating out of your hand, too. And then, of course, you have to have your goats. Every petting zoo has to have a goat. That's Peanut and Oreo and Skippy and Jacob and Isaac. Jacob and Isaac are actually from a nunnery.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you know, they've been trained to be, you know, really polite. And then Frosty over here, he's my miniature zebu bull. Yep. See, all the fun stuff at Country Corner. We have corn cannons, which use air power, and they shoot ears of corn like 500 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can win giant pumpkins, you can win pie pumpkins, and if you're a real good shot, you can win $25.
There you go.
Wow.
You know, be practicing, coming back out later.
Yeah. Or you can get flashlight maze tickets or haunted corn maze tickets. We're going to walk down to the corn maze. This is the corn maze of terror.
Oh, no.
Yeah. There is a cemetery in our corn maze.
Oh.
And the reason why there's a cemetery in our corn maze is because we scare people to death and we have to bury them. So there has to be a cemetery in your corn maze.
Excellent. I'm glad we're here when it's light and not dark.
years ago, there was a train going along on our railroad tracks out here, and it flipped over. And the conductor and the engineer and several of them got killed in the train accident. So this time and this day, they come out into our corn maze and wander around, and if you walk in here at night, they're in here to scare you. Yeah.
That's how it happened. Gotta have the backstory.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Now you know. Body parts is the part where we fire up the chainsaw and we try to cut your foot off. Okay? Yeah. And we try to cut your heads off, and we chase you around in here and trap you between all the chainsaws, and yeah, it is really far out. Body parts. You know, your props aren't fancy in the corn maze. It's the actors and us having fun with you is what makes it so good. And we do it right to where if you want to bring, I mean, we don't tell you to bring your little kids, but if you do, we're mature enough that we just don't scare you first. But if you really want to have fun,
don't bring kids.
Go to the bathroom before you come in there.
Back out of the corn maze, both the flashlight maze and the haunted maze. We made it out alive and with all of our appendages, so that's good. We're going to take a quick break and then head on and learn a little bit more about the pumpkin patch.
Go teach you about pumpkins.
Sounds great.
All right.
When we come back, we'll head to the pumpkin patch, where we'll learn all about raising the perfect pumpkin.
Now, moving on from some of the activities over on the other side of Country Corner, we're here with Bruce O'Lantern, as everyone knows him here at the farm, to learn a little bit about pumpkin farming. So, tell me all I need to know about pumpkins.
Well, first of all, you need to know that I've been raising pumpkins for 38 years.
You probably know it all.
Yep. Started raising pumpkins when I was 12 years old, and I know that everybody loves to pick pumpkins, and I know know that I love to raise them. Where we're at right here is in the giant pumpkin patch, and one of the things that we do at Country Corner is we raise these giant pumpkins on raised beds, and that way we get these supersized, really good pumpkins to grow good, and you can come out here and have the biggest pumpkin in the neighborhood. And on weekends we even have somebody to pick them for you and put them in your car for you.
There you go. That was my question. How do I get a pumpkin this big back over there?
Well, if it's during the week, you have to do it with a little red wagon. But if you do it on the weekends, we'll do it for you. Right. Yep. So.
What other kinds of pumpkins do you have out here?
Well, can we walk over to the jack-o'-lantern patch and we'll show you? Yeah. There's about, I think, 20 different varieties of pumpkins out here. Okay. When you go to the grocery store, you usually have one kind of pumpkin to choose from. When you come to Country Corner, we have lots of pumpkins to choose from. So this variety down here is called solid gold. Okay. Now, as you can see, these are almost all the same color, but look at the stem on them. Look at the stem on these pumpkins. You don't find that just anywhere.
No.
Now that's a stem there, huh, ladies? Wow, look at that one. Man, that's amazing. I'm still looking here. I'm going to show you what a male flower looks like. Okay. These are our pumpkin flowers. Okay. This is a male flower. The male flower does not have a baby pumpkin on it. Okay. Okay. The purpose of a male flower is for the honeybees to take the pollen out of it and transfer it into a female flower.
And that's where those honeybees come into play.
Every pumpkin that you see out here came from a female flower.
All right.
And we will find a female while we're out here. Okay. All right. Now this particular pumpkin right here, this particular pumpkin is called a warlock.
Okay.
Hear how hollow it sounds?
Yeah.
This pumpkin has a hard shell. And the fact that it has a hard shell makes it so it's bacterial resistant. So in a wet year, it doesn't rot. Yeah. It's semi-hard, kind of hard to carve, but it will last probably till at least Christmas.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's a warlock. Okay. This is a variety that is called knucklehead. Okay? And the coolest thing about knuckleheads is they got bumps all over them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the other thing. We were looking for a female flower, weren't we? I found us a female. Okay. See this? One of those things we try to teach you at Country Corner. This one has a little baby pumpkin in its belly. Okay? The only time you will ever get a pumpkin is when a male flower has been visited by a honeybee, comes over and lands in this female flower and spreads the pollen from the male flower to the female flower. Now, here's one other cute little pumpkin joke while we're out here. Okay. You get a kick out of this one. Okay. You see this big pumpkin I have in my hand here? And you see this little female flower? Down here at the bottom is where the flower used to be. When the pumpkin grows up, flower falls off, and what's left is a pumpkin belly button. So every pumpkin has a mom and dad, and every pumpkin has a belly button, just like we do. Down here we have the gold medals. Gold medals get really big. There's a big old fatty one right over there. Look at this one.
Wow, look at that. That is a pumpkin right there.
Now there's a Country Corner pumpkin right there. Yeah, that's a dandy, isn't it?
Sure is.
This is a variety called gold medal. Yep. And you only find these kind of pumpkins normally at a pumpkin patch because they're too big to ship out. But aren't those cool? And that's a big one. Okay.
Nice.
And last but not least, pie pumpkins.
Everybody loves pie pumpkins.
Everybody loves pie pumpkins. Yep. One of the most asked questions at Country Corner is, can you make pumpkin pie from these pumpkins?
Uh-huh.
And the answer is, you can make pumpkin pie from about any kind of pumpkin. Okay. The canneries use a pumpkin called Dickinson Field, and it's pink and it's ugly and it has no stem and it tastes really good.
Yeah.
Okay. At Country Corner, we raise these kind of pie pumpkins. Okay. Our pie pumpkins are more ornamental than they are edible. Mm-hmm. People eat them, sure, and they taste fine, but they got a beautiful stem, they got really nice color, yeah, and they're called a pie pumpkin because of their size. They used to make pumpkin pie out of little pumpkins. Now they make them out of that big ugly pink pumpkin.
Hey, it tastes good.
It tastes good, yeah, but those are Country Corners. Look at that, that's a nice pie pumpkin. Huh?
Sure is. Well, thanks to Bruce the Lantern's expertise here, I know everything I need to know about choosing the perfect pumpkin for this season. So thanks for letting us come out and experience Country Corner a little bit from your perspective today.
My pleasure. Have farm fresh fun and learn while you're here.
Exactly what we did while we're here, and these kids are having some fun behind us, so we'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much.
Yep, gotta go. Take care of my friends.
All right.
After the break, we'll give you some special and spooky tips to jumpstart your Halloween look. Well, now that you have your perfect pumpkin for the holidays, we thought we'd give you a few tips and tricks on your Halloween makeup. Sarah, first of all, tell me, what are some of the popular things that you're getting requests for this season?
Lately, I've gotten a lot of Black Swan. Transformers are big. Just really anything and everything. People call me all the time.
I'm sure you get some creative ideas. We're going to show you a couple different things. What are we going to look at first?
First, we're going to do a witch.
Okay. First, use a small amount of foundation primer to moisturize and protect the skin from sometimes harsh costume makeup. Use brown eyeshadow under each eye, along the creases of the nose, and just under the cheekbones to give a haggard, witchy look. Make a wart by applying a googly eye with medical-grade adhesive, then cover it with a silicone base. Sarah likes to use 3rd degree. Mix some of the brown eyeshadow into the silicone for color. Cut crepe wool strands and stick them to the silicone while it's wet for an extra hairy touch. Use the same adhesive to glue down the eyebrows, that way you'll avoid any painful removal later. Add more strands of the crepe wool for scary, hairy eyebrows, and look 1 is complete. To start your robot, black out geometric shapes with black eyeliner. Follow the structure of the face, but keep the lines basic and blocky. Fill in the eyebrows as dark triangles. Then, carefully fill in the shapes with a metallic face paint. Sarah's is a powder that you can mix with water. Look for it online or in a theater shop. Retrace the lines for definition and add details until it's just right. Use the same silicone base to create your wound. Make sure to be realistic with where you place the scar. As the silicone dries, you can shape the cuts and gashes. Some should be deeper and others not so deep. Color the scar using an alcohol palette. Basically, watercolor for your face. Use a mixture of blacks, deep reds, and yellows, highlighted with a hint of white. At the end, add a tiny hint of blood paste for extra impact. Be careful though, it tends to drip as the night goes on.
Nice little gooey wound there going on. Very nice. So when you're doing something like this, again, a lot of products, where can you get them from?
Once again, I'd just say online for sure would be your best bet. Any kind of theater makeup store or Halloween effects. I think, I can't remember the site's name, but there's a lot of really good places that you can get it.
And for some of the more basic things like your brushes and the tools and those things, what would people use at home if they were trying to do some of these things?
For the brushes and stuff that I use, all of mine come from Earl Norman, but you can get them pretty much anywhere. They're just basic makeup brushes. So eyeshadow.
Too crazy.
Yeah, no.
Now, when you're finished with your party or wherever you are, how are you going to go about getting some of this stuff off? What's the best way to remove your costume makeup?
I would use definitely a regular cleanser, something that's not harsh on your skin, because a lot of, like I said, a lot of Halloween makeups can be really hard on the skin and break it out pretty easy. So if you get home, just use a regular cleanser, moisturizer. Some of the stuff is a little bit harder to get off, but usually you can get it off with like an eye makeup remover or something with an oil base.
Just make sure that you take care of your skin and your face afterwards, and you'll have a great night with your fantastic makeup, now that you know all the tricks of the trade. Well, Sarah, thanks for coming in and showing us a little bit more about how to make your costume complete
No problem.
Up next, a little costume shopping as we take you inside a local store to complete your weekend attire.
Well, now that we've learned all the tips for your Halloween makeup, we thought we'd come learn a little bit about the costume. So we're here at Halloween Express with Dave to tell us a little bit about what it takes to run a store like this and what kind of costumes are popular. So first of all, a store like this is very seasonal, comes in for only a certain amount of time. So tell me what it's like to come in and set up a store like this for just the Halloween season.
Okay, we come in normally about mid-August, and it takes us about 2 weeks to set up the store. We'll have to go in and set up or look at the store, and then we'll have to map out what the amount of product that we think we have coming in, and then we'll have to set up grid and displays, and that normally takes about 2 weeks and probably 8 people. We bring a couple people home from home, but everybody else is hired from locally.
And is that different every season then?
No, we normally hire we have had mostly the same people for the last 4 years. So this will be the 5th year, so we've kept the same people mainly.
I'm sure that's nice as far as not having to retrain people.
Yes, that's helped out quite a bit. We normally maybe hire 3 to 4 more during the season, but normally during the startup we had the same people.
And how many people total will you have once you're in the swing of things?
Once we're running, we'll have about 12 people.
Now, as far as the costumes themselves, what are some of the costumes that are most traditionally popular, things that people want every year?
For the boys, ninjas always seem to be popular. Superheroes seem to be popular. Any of the fairy tale type costumes, and then for the girls, it'll be the fairy tales, fairy tale princess, the fairies, and mostly the bright colors. You will have some scary, like this year, Monster High was a big seller for the girls. So.
But then there are some things that are more depending on trends or popular things or events that happen during the year. How do you go about getting those costumes, and what are some that maybe are more popular this year?
Well, we have a Halloween show every year, and the owner goes to the show, and then they'll know trends, and they have movie trailers that haven't came out yet that they look at it, and we order stuff off of the movie trailers that we think are going to be popular, as well as the area, which we're out to the Quad Cities every year. We know what sells during in this area, so we pick those costumes out, and we'll start out with a larger supply of those that we know are going to sell for this area. But movie trailers, special events, or football, baseball, or anything going on in the sports world, that'll a lot of times show what we need to order.
Are there some specifically that have been popular this year?
This year it's been mostly movies and TV, because we've had a lot of the movies come out this year that have been remakes of other movies, so those have been popular this year, same as more than anything that we picked out.
Now, how many different styles of costumes will you have in a season on average?
Going from girls all the way up to men's, women's, and boys, we'll probably have 800 different styles, and then we'll sell most in every style we will sell costumes. We average maybe 4 per size. No certain size that sells more than others, but they all seem to sell.
Now, what about some of the things that are not specifically costumes, more of the props or the gags or those kinds of things that go along with it?
Yeah, through the years we've found the different props and decorations that sell for this area, and we've also found the ones that are the more durable and will last year after year, and that's what we try to choose, the ones that are the more durable ones, and the ones that will last every year, better quality, and at the same time be most affordable.
What's the biggest trick in a business like this? What's the biggest challenge you guys face?
There's other Halloween stores that sell, but ours mainly, the trick that we found is customer service. And then through the year, as we see the orders coming in, people picking costumes, we'll reorder some of those more popular costumes, and then make sure that we restock those and have those available, because they'll be hot sellers and people will be looking for those.
What's the best part of this job for you and the crew that's here?
Working with people, and then the crew, with them being with us so many years, it's it's like a family. We all, we pick each other up and we bicker back and forth, and then we bring more people in each year, a couple 3 to 4 more people each year, and then that adds to the family. So, we just, build a bigger family every year, and then we have the same, employees that want to come back. So they look forward to us coming back so they can, even when they got their full-time jobs, they work with us part-time. So.
Well, it's something to look forward to for you guys this time of year as well, then.
Right, yeah, it's like being back home again. So.
Perfect.
It's not going to a new place.
Well, thanks so much for telling us a little bit more about it, and now you know what to look for when you come and pick out your perfect costume. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Well, I do believe you now have everything you need for a perfect Halloween. So from all of us at MC22, happy Halloween, and we'll see you next time on Behind the Scenes.